got a new pen. It's called the Lumos. I've got the mini version. Look at that packaging. It's beautiful. It says Tom's Studio Lumos Mini Colour Black. That's the most beautiful packaging. Let's see what Tom's got to say. He says, "Thank you. As a little thank you for choosing Tom's Studio, I've included some lovely Dorset tea where my studio is based." Tea? Oh, tea. Dorset tea. So first thing, I'd suggest popping the kettle on, grabbing your favourite mug and making a lovely cuppa whilst getting lost in a creative project, illustrating or just doodling for the fun of it. Have fun, and if you feel like sharing your creations, please feel free to tag at Tom's Studio. I'd love to see what you make. Well, hello, Tom. It's all very, very environmental. Let's see what Lumos has to say. The Lumos can be refilled with any fountain pen ink colour, of which there are thousands, and is compatible with replaceable tips in 11 different sizes and styles. It's time to say sayonara to disposable pens and hello to your creativity. Well, the most important thing is tea. So I'm going to drink up my Scottish tea. Delicious. All done. And then have some Dorset tea. I'm doing as the creator of this pen instructed, and I am having a lovely cup of Dorset tea. Thank you so much for the gift. Let's see what it's like. Oh, it's mild and yummy. Oh, such yummy tea. Thank you so much. Right, let's get to it. This is my new Lumos pen. The packaging is exquisite. Let's unbox it. So cute. Now this is a Lumos Mini, and it should replace all of my brush pens. Oh, it's got a mini ink with it. Oh, it's so cute. That is adorable. From Small Seedlings. Are there any instructions with it? Oh, look. Happy writing. Hope you love using your pen as much as I enjoyed designing it for you. Hello, Tom. Look at this. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, look at that. And to grow mighty oaks. Oh, did you see the little seedling in the packaging? That is gorgeous, and look at that little squizzle. I am loving this. I love forests. It never ceases to amaze me that something as enormous and impressive as an oak tree comes from just one small acorn, and I often think of this metaphor in terms of creativity too. The small seed that I planted was hand-making my wife, Gemma, a calligraphy pen to replace her soulless plastic one she'd been using at the time. So, using her dad's lathe, I made her a better pen using loving, long-lasting materials that she could look forward to using every day. She loved her new pen, and I had most definitely caught the bug of designing tools that inspire folks to be creative and make beautiful things. Since then, I've been lucky enough to make tools for talented and wonderful people across the globe with the same care and attention as that first pen I made for Gemma. It's my hope that my tools will play a part in others planting or nurturing their own seeds, saplings or mighty oaks, in the pursuit of creative growth, expression, or just for the fun of it. That is beautiful. Oh, and there's a picture of the first pen that he ever made. Tom, this is delightful. Your pen has a special coating which is ink resistant. Now that is useful. To keep it in tip-top condition, use a damp cloth and a little dish soap to remove any ink before it dries. To bring brass back to its gleaming best, buff with a cloth and a metal polish of your choice. My pens are made to last a lifetime, so if yours needs a little TLC, please get in touch at hello@tomstudios.co.uk and I'll be happy to get it back in tip-top condition for you. Now, I love this idea. So as you know, I have a lot of pens. If you look, see? That's a lot of pens. And what I was hoping is that I could replace some of the plastic ones with more environmentally friendly pens. Now, I am a massive fan of a teeny tiny mini pen, so this is right up my street. In addition to getting the teeny tiny pen, I got teeny tiny ink and I got the set of nibs for it. So this is a set of all the nibs. I think it said it's full tip set. Okay, let me have a look. Oh, first of all, I will enjoy some Dorset tea. Thank you, Tom. Oh, that's good tea. Like a Yorkshire tea. Oh, yummy. Okay, let's open this up. Oh, look, I've accidentally spilt them. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That's amazing. It's so tiny. Oh. I thought that this would replace my brush tips. Like, here's some brush tips. You see there's like a chisel tip and a pointed tip and then a blunt pointed tip. That chisel one's exciting. But there's fine liner tips. Now, as far as fine liners go, I like my fountain pens, but I do also have all of these. The one that I use the most is when I'm doing tiny art are the 0.05 one. So it might be that I could replace all of these and then only buy a 0.05. Unless Tom does a 0.05. It's very unusual though to get one that is this size. I'll show you how small a 0.05 is. So the tip is the tiniest tip. I can't even focus on it. The tiniest tip. And if we look at Tom's tips, oh, look at that one. That's minute. Oh, they are magnificent. So let's look at the tips in comparison. I think that's like a 0.1. I think that's a 0.1. That's superb. I'm very, very happy with that. And these I'm hoping will kind of replace, not like a Sharpie, more, and not, so I've got a lot of these which are brush tips, and it might replace, but they're more like a paintbrush, but it might replace that, or it might replace my Sharpie tips. That one's blunt, that one's terrible. Is it my Posca tips that I'm thinking? Yeah, like a Posca tip. This is very, very exciting. Or it might be something that's new. I'm hoping that these paintbrush tips here will kind of replace my enormous quantity of these that I've got. This is maybe something new. And I think that it came with extra tips here. There we go. So this is the main tip that I want to use on it. Let's see if I can get that in focus there, like that. It's like a tiny, tiny, tiny paintbrush. Now, I have no idea how this works. Oh, look, a silicone tip grip. This is a nifty little extra that allows you to get a hold of the tip without getting inky fingers. It's also handy for unscrewing the black tip holder when refilling your Lumos. What's in here? Ah. Oh, it's squidgy. Tip grip. Now for the pen itself. Now, I like something that is minimalist and simplistic. So I've got like a Mont Blanc pen, and it looks like this because I absolutely love minimalism. Other people may think that there's value in flourish and gold and scrolling, but something about simplicity that I find divine. See, and there's my other one. So simple. So this is completely my style. Let's have a look at it. Oh, it's metal. I don't know what I expected. Oh, and look there. And there's a lid screw in there. And I think that's for when I refill it, I pop this lid on here. And then do I put ink in there? Now that feels nice. That does feel nice. What fine line is that? That looks like it's a 0. I think that's like a maybe a 0.8. Superb. Okay, so I think that you unwind this. I'm guessing, I've never read instructions on this. And then I guess you would dip this into the ink and then let it soak up. I've got all of my pens that do a line, and what I want is something that does more of a wash. So I need to kind of water this down. This is so cute, by the way. I need to water it down a little because I want a kind of a grey wash. But let me just test their ink to start with. And let's see if it's got washability. Nice. That makes quite a nice grey shade, don't you think? Can you see that? That's a lovely wash ink. Ooh. So what I want is for a shade of ink to be that kind of shade. I've got inks in my pens, other pens for this, but I want something like that's this that I can then layer up so that when I draw with it, it can be like layered and then again layered until it's exactly the right shading that I desire, like that. So how am I going to do that? So I might fill up my little puddle here with their ink. I'll go and do that now. I'll wash this one out. That's it washed. And I'll get a syringe. There we go. And I think, let's see how much I want. That looks about right. Okay, so that amount here, and then some water added to it. Let's test this out. See what consistency that is. Oh, that's quite good. A little bit more water, I think. Let's see. Oh, that looks good. Right, okay. Cross fingers this works. If not, I'll just put pure ink in it. But this might be exactly what I need. I'm going to put in the tip, this tip here. See how easy it is to replace. Oh my goodness, that was so easy. Get that tip. So just pop it in. Is it that simple? Okay, and then I think I'll then let it rest in there. I don't want it to go too far into my ink puddle. Oh, I can see it. Look at that. Oh, that's magical. And I can see it's gone into the tip. I think that was it. I mean, I'm holding it in here, but I think actually that's it done. Right, let's give it a shot. Whoa. Does it just go in here? Oh, it's a bit of a squeeze. There we go. And then twist it on. I think that's it on. Yep. Take its little protective tip off. And then we're ready, guys. Ready to see my gorgeous little pen? Oh my goodness, you have no idea. You have no idea. Oh. And it layers up. Oh man. I've got a wash pen. I've got a wash pen. And let's see how subtle I can make it. This is a really nice ink, by the way, Tom. Thank you very much. I use the tip sometimes. I don't know if I can get it in short to see if I can do tiny. Oh my goodness, it goes very fine. So if I can go from fine to then thicker. I mean, it's my first time using the pen and I will get used to it. It sits in my hand beautifully. It feels gorgeous. I'm probably never going to take that lid off now. It's probably going to stay on there, and I'll probably just keep the little rubber tip on it. Blip. What a cute noise. Pop. That's like the felt tip pens from when I was a child. That's such a gorgeous noise. I am incredibly happy with that. Now I'm rough with my pens, so I can see that I'm a little rough with my pens, so I can see that that does a perfect line slowly. So let's see if it does it. If I go fast, oh, it's got texture. Oh, that's even more useful. I can imagine that if I wanted to, I could use it as a dip pen too, if I wanted to do a bit of a darker gradient. Yes. Now, what did he say? Grow oak trees. So let us grow some oak trees. I'm straight away loving the fact I can dip it. See the way I dipped in, it went dark, and then it then turns to the lighter grey colour because I've got a wash in it. And then if I dip, do some leaves. Let's do a path winding down this hill here. Have this tree on a hillock. You don't want the tree to be a lonely little tree. Let's give it a friend. See how it goes from, if I dip it, it goes from strong black there, and then as that fades out, it goes to the lighter grey. That gradient is incredibly useful, incredibly useful. So like if you're doing like the edge here, you want it to be darker at the base, but then you want it to then go lighter as it goes up. That's magical. So darker at the base, like that, and then to then lighter. Oh man. Darker to then automatic lighter. That's like 3 pens in one. Put a little tree in the foreground here. There's a lot of trees on this little island. It feels like an island now. Maybe add some water here at the bottom. There we go. There's some water. And now for some leaves. It is excellent for leaves. So we'll put in some dark leaves first, and then it'll automatically grade out to the light grey. That is magical. Dark leaves. Fading out to lighter grey. Put in some more darker patches. Because underneath your patches of leaves on a tree it's like clouds. You have a darker layer underneath, and then it goes to lighter. So you'll have like little clusters of leaves. I'll make a darker one here. And going to light. That is excellent. Some darker bits here. There was a path, but now it's turned to water. Now over the top of that, you might go like, what is the use of this? Like, it seems all dark, just a lot of darkness there. But then over the top of that, I'll ink it. I'll show you what I mean. So put my little lid on. I'll do it again. I don't want to spill these. That is very cute. So you would then wait until it's dried, obviously. And then you'd take a pen with a very dark ink, like Mont Blanc Permanent Black ink. It's a really matte black ink. It's a very strange ink. I really like it. And then you can take something that's got washes and you don't even realise that they're not the darkest black, that they are greys. And when you put on a really matte black, you'll see what happens. So if we then put the trees in. And then put really dark leaves. Put some boulders in here. It's not all grasses. I want it hanging over the water there. Then here it looks like there's hills in the background. With dark trees here in the foreground. And then we want the reflection of the trees into the water. And there's another tree here. There's a big tree there. And then you want the reflection of the actual land. There we go. Now see this very, very dark area here. I'd probably want to lighten that up a little bit. I know from where you're looking it just probably looks like an inky pool of mess, but it's not. So we'll maybe add a little bit of white. These things drive me mad. Oh, maybe I could get one and fill it with white ink. I do have white ink. Oh, now we're talking. These things are bind. I wonder if I can get some white ink. Where did I put my white ink? I've got hundreds of inks. I wonder if it's handy. I wonder where I put it. There. I found it. Okay, I'm going to do the strangest thing. I'm going to get my I'm going to do the strangest thing. I'm going to get my fingers inky just for this experiment. So this is document ink white, which always needs a good shake. Now, if this is right, then I'm going to be immediately ordering another pen. Immediately. Because getting a white pen is so tricky. Now, the first thing we'll need to do is to make sure that this particular white ink doesn't just seep into the black ink, because some of them do. Some of the black inks absorb white. Let's have a look. Cross fingers. Cross fingers. See, it absorbs it a little bit, but that's not too bad, is it? I can work with that. Now, here's for the experiment. I'm going to take one of my spare nibs, and I know this is a waste, but as soon as I get a new pen, if this works, watch out for inky fingers. Let's see. Stick it in. Oh my God, this is messy. Has it gone all the way to the tip? We get a little bit of tissue to keep my hands. Okay, now let's see. See if this worked. This is so messy. Oh, what? Oh, oh, it worked. Right, that's it. I'm ordering another pen right now. Inky guys, do you know how difficult it is to get a really good white pen? Now this was a big tree, but I think I'm going to make it into many small trees. That is exceptional. Look what I did to my fingers. That is amazing. I'm going to wrap that up in plastic and hopefully I haven't wasted it. It's worth it for the experiment. And then let's put the dark black back in. To accentuate the white. Oh, and I need a little bit of extend the drawing out a little bit. Put a bit of light on the water and the little hill in the background there. There we go. And then more hill in the background. It's a very dark and beautiful drawing. Dark academia. Dark cottage core. Pretty. They do look like quite young saplings. They don't feel like they're full-grown oak trees or anything. Feels like it's embankment with little saplings on it. Bring this one forward a little. Set the dimensions now. Give it some more leaves. Look at that. That is fabulous. And that is perfect. I want it at the maximum capacity in the reservoir. Oh, there we go. That's it at max. Perfect. Just get these off Amazon. Let's put that nib back in now that the reservoir is filled. Oh, look at that. Oh, perfect. There we go, there we go. Look at that. How perfect is this pen? That is amazing. That gradient colour is going to be so useful. Shadow pen.